Welcome to All Sorts Podcast. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a place that's, both fascinating and kind of chilling. Peenemünde. You sent us this whole stack of articles about this seemingly ordinary German village, and let me tell you, it's anything but ordinary.
Yeah, what's really captivating about Peenemünde is that it's the birthplace of something that would change the world: rocketry. Tucked away on the Baltic Sea, the Peenemünde Army Research Center, it really became the epicenter for technological advancement during World War II.
It's almost hard to grasp the sheer scale of this place, right? We're not just talking about a few labs and workshops. Peenemünde was this massive complex. Streets, railways, a port, even an airport.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The isolation of the island of Euston, where Peenemünde was located, made it the perfect spot for this for a secret rocket development program. It allowed for long-distance tracking of rocket launches and, of course, secrecy from prying eyes.
And the mastermind behind this whole ambitious project was Wernher von Braun, a name that's basically synonymous with rocket science these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was so instrumental in picking this location, recognizing its strategic importance. It's amazing how a place so remote could become so central to the development of such a powerful technology.
Yeah, and that technology, the V-2 rocket, it was truly revolutionary. The world's first long-range ballistic missile, capable of reaching altitudes that were, practically outer space at the time. This was unheard of before.
Wild to think that something launched from Germany could land in London. No wonder the Nazis, they called it the V for Vergeltungswaffe, the vengeance weapon. But beyond its propaganda value, the V-2 was a technological marvel, right?
Absolutely. To develop something so advanced, they needed cutting-edge facilities. Peenemünde had supersonic wind tunnels, which were key for testing aerodynamics at speeds never achieved before. And get this, they even had the world's first closed-circuit TV system, specifically designed to monitor rocket launches.
Wow. Talk about being ahead of their time. It's incredible how they packed so much innovation into one place.
Yeah.
But of course, there's a dark side to this story that we can't ignore, right?
That's right. The development of the V-2 wasn't just about scientific progress. It was fueled by a horrific system of forced labor. Peenemünde housed camps where prisoners from Ravensbrück concentration camp were forced to work on the rocket program. The conditions were brutal, and an estimated 20,000 people died during the V-2's production.
It's a chilling reminder that technological advancement can be intertwined with unimaginable suffering. Peenemünde stands as a stark example of this duality, where brilliant minds and horrific acts converge.
Exactly. It forces us to grapple with the ethical complexities of scientific progress and to remember that history is, it's rarely black and white. Yeah, it's a paradox, isn't it? This place marked by such darkness also played a role in our journey to the stars.
It really is mind-boggling. Speaking of journeys, the story of how the Allies discovered what was happening at Peenemünde is fascinating in itself. It involves some incredible bravery and espionage.
Polish intelligence was really instrumental in uncovering this secret program. 2 janitors working at the facility risked their lives to gather crucial information, including detailed maps of Peenemünde.
Wow, janitors turned spies. That's incredible. They must have faced enormous risks.
Absolutely. They managed to get this vital intelligence to the Polish Home Army, which then passed it on to the British. This led to Operation Hydra, a daring bombing raid in August of 1943. Aimed at disrupting the V-2 program.
I can only imagine the tension leading up to that raid. Knowing that such a destructive weapon was being developed must have been terrifying, and the scale of the operation was huge, almost 600 bombers.
It was a massive undertaking. The raid caused significant damage to Peenemünde and definitely set back the V-2 program. But it didn't completely stop it. Production continued at other locations, more dispersed and harder to target.
So the story of Peenemünde didn't end with the bombing. What happened as the war drew to a close?
The race for German rocket technology became even more intense. Both the U.S. and the Soviet Union recognized the potential of this technology, and they were determined to acquire it.
It's almost like a scene from a spy movie, a scramble to secure the blueprints for the future.
Exactly. The U.S. launched Operation Paperclip, a covert program to bring over 1,600 German scientists and engineers to America. Among them was Wernher von Braun, the mastermind behind the V-2.
Hold on. The scientists who developed these weapons for the Nazis ended up working for the U.S. That's incredible.
It's a story that sparks a lot of debate. It was a controversial decision, bringing former members of the Nazi regime, some with high-ranking positions, to work on the U.S. space program.
It must have been a difficult dilemma. On one hand, you have these brilliant minds who could potentially revolutionize space exploration. But on the other hand, their past actions and affiliations can't be ignored.
That's the heart of the ethical debate surrounding Operation Paperclip. The U.S. government ultimately decided that the potential benefits of their knowledge outweighed their past affiliations. It's a reminder that history is full of moral complexities and tough choices.
And that decision had a profound impact. Many of these scientists, including von Braun, went on to play key roles in the American space program, including the Apollo missions that landed humans on the moon.
It's remarkable, isn't it? This technology, born from conflict and darkness, helped to propel humanity to one of its greatest achievements. The legacy of Peenemünde is deeply intertwined with the history of space exploration.
It's a strange and fascinating twist of fate. But while the U.S. focused on Operation Paperclip, what were the Soviets doing? Were they also trying to get their hands on German rocket technology?
Absolutely. While the U.S. was busy recruiting scientists, the Soviets had their own operation, often called Operation Osoavia Kim. They managed to capture a number of German engineers and technicians, although not as many as the Americans. They also seized equipment and technical documents from Peenemünde and other German research facilities.
So both superpowers were essentially racing to piece together the German rocket program, each trying to gain an edge in this new era of space exploration.
Precisely. And this competition fueled the space race, which in turn led to incredible advancements in rocketry, satellite technology, and our understanding of the universe.
It's amazing how Peenemünde, this place shrouded in secrecy and tragedy, ultimately became a catalyst for so much progress. It makes you think about the unintended consequences of history, how events can ripple outwards and shape the future in unexpected ways.
It's a reminder that history is full of surprises, and that even the darkest chapters can have unexpected outcomes. The story of Peenemünde challenges us to think critically about the relationship between science and society, and to grapple with the moral complexities of wartime research.
It really makes you wonder about the legacy of Peenemünde, On one hand, it represents the horrors of war and the abuse of scientific knowledge. But on the other, it laid the foundation for incredible achievements in space exploration, host speaker. How do we reconcile those two sides of the story?
Well, that's a question historians and ethicists, they continue to grapple with. The story of Peenemünde is a stark reminder that scientific progress doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's shaped by the political and social forces of its time, and it can be used for both good and evil.
It's a sobering thought. We tend to celebrate scientific breakthroughs, right? But often overlook the context in which they occurred. Peenemünde forces us to confront those uncomfortable truths and to acknowledge the human costs of progress.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the duality of scientific advancement. We can marvel at the technological achievements while also acknowledging the ethical implications and remembering the victims.
It's a powerful lesson. So what's become of Peenemünde today? Is there anything left of this place that played such a pivotal role in history?
Yes, there is. In fact, the former power station of the Peenemünde Army Research Center has been transformed into the Peenemünde Historical Technical Museum.
That's interesting. So people can actually visit the site where these rockets were developed.
They can. The museum offers a glimpse into the history of the facility, from its role in World War II to its contributions to space exploration. It houses artifacts, documents, and exhibits that tell the story of Peenemünde's complex past.
Sounds like a powerful experience. A chance to connect with history on a personal level. It's a reminder that these events, while seemingly distant, had a profound impact on the world we live in today.
Exactly. It's a place where visitors can reflect on the scientific achievements, the ethical dilemmas, and the human stories that are forever intertwined with Peenemünde.
Well, this has been an incredibly thought-provoking journey. Peenemünde is a place that continues to spark debate and reflection, reminding us of the complexities of history and the enduring power of human ingenuity.
It's a story that challenges us to think critically about the relationship between science, ethics, and progress. And it highlights the importance of remembering the past, both its triumphs and its tragedies, as we navigate the future.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Peenemünde, the birthplace of rocketry and a place forever etched in history. We hope you found this exploration as fascinating as we did.
We encourage you to continue exploring this topic and to engage in thoughtful discussions about the ethical considerations surrounding scientific advancements.
And if you're ever in Germany, consider visiting the Peenemünde Historical Technical Museum to experience this history firsthand.
Of course. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like and subscribe to All Sorts Podcast on YouTube so you don't miss our next one. Who knows what fascinating topic you'll send us next?
And don't forget to check out our other deep dives on YouTube, covering everything from the mysteries of the deep sea to the origins of language. You can also follow us on X, Instagram, and Threads at AllSorts Podcast. We're all over the place, just like the topics we explore. See you in the next one.